Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We're here in the Crystarium after defeating Elidibus and seeing the Crystal Exarch crystallized. Serenia, if you're ready, would you recount to us how the day unfolded? So you reached out to Elidibus at the last, and his heart was moved. It changed nothing. Perhaps not. Ultimately, you had no choice but to strike him down. But the important thing is this. Though violence proved unavoidable, you did at least come to understand your foe. And in knowing his hopes and dreams, do we remember him? Him and his legacy. So long as they remain unforgotten, the love he and his brethren bore for one another, and the star may yet be rewarded. You said that an ancient came to your aid, but how is that possible? A gift from MSQ. He knew of Elidibus' plight. Foreseeing his own death, he made provisions to bring Elidibus' suffering to an end, lest his friend be left to continue the struggle alone. Or so I widely speculate. It is unlikely we will ever know the truth. The best we can do is remember events as they happened. No more, no less. As Veronkin so rightly put it, history is learned, not lived. Ah, there you are. My friend, we were given to understand thou wert injured. Shouldst thou not be abed? Lie down at a time like this, don't be absurd. I would have come sooner had the guards not made such a fuss. Now tell me what happened. Where's the Exarch? I see. Serenia, will you show me his spirit vessel? Yes, both his soul and memory seem intact. Good. Unlike the others, his Eva was not highly charged, and so it did not seem necessary to employ a familiar for the imbuing. But I needed to be certain of the same. Oh, what a relief. Then 'tis but a question of restoring his soul unto his flesh. And thou didst lately tell me the success of his purpose rests on no more than our friend's soul recognizing his flesh as his own. Given his apparent desire to return to the source of Serenia, I don't think his soul would only be too happy to be home, no? Surely he wouldn't bark at the relative newness of its accommodation. So one would hope, but none can speak for the Exarch's heart of hearts, and he can no longer speak for himself. Furthermore, though I have drawn upon all of my not inconsiderable experience to predict the outcome, the fact remains that there is no direct precedent for what we are attempting. Will his body accept his soul? Will his essences blend properly? Will he awaken whole of mind? Any number of things could go awry. Assuming I have succeeded in tempering your expectations, I should probably add that I did ask the Exarch if he still wished to return to the source in full knowledge of the risks. A simple enough question, one would think, warranting a single-word reply. Yet the answer I received was rather longer than that. Almost comically so, in fact. Regardless, out of respect for the man, I shall attempt to recite it. With a certain attempt of poetic license. Ahem. As I grew older, the burdens I carried became ever more numerous. Burdens which weighed upon my hopes, burying them deep within my breast, so deep that I couldn't be certain they were still there. But when I look around me, I'm reminded that, no matter how deeply buried they may be, our hopes never truly disappear. No, they are always with us, guiding us, driving us. I see it in Warfrey, who sought to vindicate his existence by creating his paradise. I see it in Ranjit, who forsook his life's course in order to protect that which he held most dear. I see it in the people who chose to struggle rather than surrender to despair. And though our struggles may differ greatly, since the very beginning of time, we have all shared that one common thread: hope. We struggle because we have hope. When the time comes, I too will embrace mine. I will follow my heart, regardless of the risks. I will live with all my being, as befits one who has been granted a second chance. There, I told you it was long, and unspeakably sentimental to boot. One would think from the outpourings of a dewy-eyed boy, not the old man the XIV seems to believe he is. I mean, really, he's just been alive as long as I've been in hiding. I dare say he's splashing his vessel. Speaking of which, we should make ready for our journey. Time remains of the essence, after all. Needless to say, once we leave, there's no guarantee that we can return. If anyone has unfinished business, now's the time to see to it. I must pay a visit to Sliverbow. Let us reconvene here anon. There remain some matters which require mine attention in Ilmac. May I leave Thancred in thy care, child? I've been meaning to get some flowers for Minfilia. I thought you might help me choose them. Then we could go to Nabarvarang together. One last time. A fine suggestion. Lead on. Well, it's back to humor for me. Amongst other things, I owe the mayor an apology about his airship. I assume you have places of your own to be, Alizé. I shall see you later. I shall take this opportunity to conduct a final inspection of the spirit methods. Given what is at stake, one can never be too thorough. As you have probably guessed, I'm going to pay a visit to the inn a journey is had, but I want you to come too. I realize you don't need to say any farewells, but the Exarch does, if only in spirit. I thought you might bring him along, so to speak. I'm sure he'd love the thought of being lugged about on his hero's back. So let's be off, shall we? I can't wait to see how Halwick's doing. But before I go there, I want to see if I can talk to Lena. No, couldn't find her. At least not where I thought she might be, and I'm not looking through all the Crystarium just to find her, in case she can even be found. Halwick? Halwick! Oh god, don't tell me he's wandered off again. Please tell me, we have to find him. Oh, Alizé, I didn't see you there. If you're looking for Halwick, he's gone for a walk with one of the others. They were planning to visit the graveyard, if I'm not mistaken. Well, that's a relief. Shall we adjourn to the graveyard then? Oh, greetings, Serenia. Looking for Halric by any chance? Here he is. I was afraid he'd wandered off again. I hope there's no need to worry. Halric's safe and well. He's been showing good progress and likes to go for walks of late. Though his steps usually bring him to this particular spot. Oh, I wasn't aware he'd family here. He doesn't. It's Tasleen. A sword, that is. We buried it here in her honor. So he remembers. What brings you back so soon out of interest? I didn't think the next round of treatment was due yet. No, it isn't. Look, I realize this is sudden, but I've come to say goodbye. It's time for me to return home. But rest assured the treatments will continue. Backlook will come to oversee them in my stead. I see. You did mention that you and your friends were searching for a way home. Needless to say, we're sorry to see you go, but I know everyone will be happy for you. Truly. Happy and grateful. You've done so much for us. Achieved what none of us dared hope was possible. And we'll see to it that your good work continues, that no more poor souls are buried here before that time. So rest easy and take care. We wish you every happiness. Thank you. I will miss you all. It isn't time for our farewells quite yet. So if there are any tasks that need doing, hunting beasts, fetching water, and what have you, just say the word. I mean to make use of every last moment here after all. The time left to you is precious. And a slight smile from the boy, who never had an expression before. That's right, Halric. That's exactly right. Those words will guide you through, so never forget them. And neither will I. What? I'm not crying. I just have sand in my eyes, that's all. As I mentioned, I mean to stay here for as long as possible. In the meantime, perhaps you could go and look in on the others. Alvin, for instance. If anyone is crying, it will be him. I'm not crying, he's crying. So where's Alvino?
Oh, Alpha, no!
Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes.
The thought of never seeing you again is more than my poor heart can bear.
Oh, it's you. As you can see, Alphino has broken the news. I don't know how to console her. She thinks we'll be lost without him.
A picture paints 1,000 words.
You'll never let me forget it, will you? I'll have you know I completed the promised painting in the end. Be that as it may, there are times only words will suffice. Lady Chai, I have a confession to make. On the day we ousted Lord Vorthree, when I revealed the truth of his tyranny and your complicity in his crimes, I did so with great trepidation. Not out of fear that you wouldn't listen, but that you might never recover. There was a time when I too, in my hubris, believed myself worthy to lord it over others. And when the lie was laid bare, when I was forced to confront the cost, the lives lost, it all but destroyed me. To awaken from a naive dream to so harsh a reality, I would have understood had you all surrendered to despair. But you didn't surrender. Far from it. You picked yourselves up and rose to the challenge. You found a path forward and the strength to walk it, and to keep walking it, day after day. But what struck me is how much faster you found it than I did.
Really? That felt pretty slow to me. But rest assured, we'll make Yulmore into a nation anyone would be proud to call home. Eventually. You can still come and go as you please, I believe. When we have good tidings to report, I may trouble you to be their bearer.
Leave it to me.
There may also be less than good tidings, in which event I hope I can trouble you for your counsel.
I should be honored to provide it, Master Chai.
Oh, Alphino, I know you aren't one to sit still, but do remember to take your ease from time to time. And no matter where you are, remember that there are people here who are praying for your health and happiness. Our brave and gentle artist, you have our love, now and always.
And you mine. Please take care.
I hear the airship crashed in Amarang. Never mind, the important thing is that all safe and well. That said, we should probably retrieve the wreck before the locals strip it for trolley parts. Or perhaps we can make a trade of it. Oh, thank goodness you can still return. If I had to bid farewell to you both, my heart would burst here now. Like Alphino, I know that yours is a life of constant employment, but do visit us from time to time. It would mean the world to us. I understand the XIV will be leaving with you. Capable its custodians are, the Crystarian will be poorer for his absence. It seems the coming years will be a period of transition for both our cities. But through mutual cooperation, I'm confident we can find a way forward. It's a strange feeling, Serenia, to stand in the company of our friends, knowing that I will never see them again. I struggle to reconcile it in my mind. But this I know. I should cherish my memories of Northrend, of every soul I met here, for the rest of my days. I should look forward to your tales of their endeavors. Forgive me, I realize now that I never asked you what business brought you here. Can I be of assistance? Alice said that, did she? Well, as you can see, I'm quite alright now. Unlike her, by the sound of it. Perhaps you might consider visiting Urianger next? Given his conversance with the idiosyncrasies of the faith folk, I doubt it will be an issue, but a small part of me worries that they may not relinquish him willingly. As such, I would feel better if you were to look in on our friend. Assuming we have the time, of course. tidy up now when you can do it never. Ah, but I should have the pleasure of welcoming a guest, even as my own occupation draweth to a close. What bringeth thee hither, my friend? Alphino worried you might... Ah, so wouldst grant the Exarch a final tour of a realm which has been his home these 100 years? Noble gesture. As for Master Alphino's concerns, thou mayst rest assured that all is well here. Far from detaining men, our faith friends have agreed to assist in the transportation of these tomes into the Cabinet of Curiosity. Not more remaineth to be done. Regardless, 'tis well that thou didst come, for I had been meaning to show something to thee. An object I chanced to find after thy victory over Elidibus. Though it has lost its radiance, 'tis unmistakably a crystal of light, one that did in all likelihood once belong to Artbird. Having been interred with his body, it would have remained upon his person after his possession by Elidibus. And when his mortal form was, forgive my indelicacy, consumed by their foe to fuel his transformation, I posit that the crystal did tumble free. Save that which doth abide in thee, it is all that remaineth of our friend. If thou art willing, I would have thee delivered unto Seto. I can think of no worthier recipient than he, and no more fitting a bearer than we. As ever thou would find the Amaru in Volekdorf. My thanks, Serenium. Seto? Ah, full glad am I to see you safe and well. Rumors spoke of strange spectral foes bent on your destruction. But with the sky returned to normal, I assume all is well again. So, to what do I owe the pleasure of this visit? Crystal of light believed to have belonged to Artbird. Though it has lost its radiance, he would swear, but a faint light still shines at its core, as if to remind you that hope never dies.
Is that Ardbert's crystal? So it is. It has changed, but I would know it anywhere. However, did you come by it? Then, even in death, his enemies found a way to profit from his sacrifice. Oh, it grieves me to think of his body being used for evil ends. But, thanks to you, his honor is restored, and he may finally find peace. No words can express my gratitude. I will keep this crystal safe to the end of my days. Rest easy, my friend. You have earned it.
Tell me, does anything strike you as different about my soul?
Your soul? How can this be?
Seto, my old friend. You've grown.
Oh, Artbert, how I've missed you. I'm sorry I couldn't keep you safe, or even console you. Had I only learned to speak sooner, I would have told you how much you meant to me, how much I cared.
I knew. I always knew. But I'm happy to hear it nonetheless. Thank you, Seto. My partner in crime.
I see. His journey continues. Then I will not yet bid him rest. With you, he may look forward to many more adventures. It has been a while since last I flew. Perhaps I too will go on a little adventure? Ride the winds, seek the horizon? Yes, I think perhaps I will.